Now what I'm going to show you is called the distributive property. This will help later on, especially when you're going to solve equations and you'll see something like this similar to it in your equation. So it'll help you simplify things. So first thing, when you distribute something, you share it. So you're going to know, please note that there is a 2 outside of these parentheses. So you have 2 times the quantity x plus 3. So what you're going to do is share or distribute. So you take this 2 on the outside and you draw a little arrow right here. That means you are multiplying, because you have a 2 next to a parenthesis. That means multiplication automatically. So you're going to multiply 2 times x and then multiply 2 times the 3. Remember, you're distributing or sharing, okay? You can't just do it to one number. You have to share it. So when I take 2 times x is 2x. Then what you do is bring down the sign in the middle. So I bring down this plus sign, and then I do 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So then you're left with 2x plus 6 as your answer. You leave it just like that. But then, so that's the first example. Another example you might see is just a negative sign outside of the quantity, or a negative sign in front of parentheses. So this one is negative, or minus sign in front of 2x minus 4. So what this is saying is the opposite of whatever's in here, or you're distributing the negative. So what is the opposite of positive 2x? The opposite of positive 2x is negative 2x. Then you can bring down the sign. And then you're finding the opposite of 4. The opposite of positive 4 is negative 4. So now notice right here that you have 2 negatives next to each other, or you have minus and negative. A negative in front of a negative. Okay, so if it's not negative 4, this is another way of saying the opposite of negative 4, or not negative 4. So if it's the opposite, or not negative 4, then it's going to turn into a positive 4, or a negative times a negative always equals a positive. So this right here turns into a plus sign. So that 4, you bring it down, and then you're left with negative 2x plus 4. And that's your response to that. So that's showing you the distributive property in that sense. And then I can give you one more example. So this will be your third example. So then let's say you had a number with a letter. So let's say you had 2x outside of parentheses, and then you had x plus 3. Okay? So you're doing the same, it's the same idea, same thing, so you're sharing. So 2x times x, and then 2x times 3. So 2x times x, what happens here is you have 2 x's out here, and then you have an x out here, an x. What you're doing is you actually have to add the exponents of the variable. So right here, there's an imaginary little 1 right here, and then there's also an imaginary little 1 right here. So 2 times, remember, when there's no number in front of a variable, there's a 1 there. So 2 times 1 is 2. Then you have, when you have x and x, or x times x is x to the second power. Because when you're multiplying the variable with the same base, the x is the base. So when you multiply the same base variable, you add the exponents. There's only one x here, and there's another x here. So 1 and 1, that's 2. So you have 2x squared. Then bring down the sign again. Bring down that sign. And then you have 2x times 3. So 2 times 3, 2x times 3. So you have 3 2x's. That's 6, and then x, 6x. So right here is your final answer. You have distributed to both terms. All right?